this has been a month or so ago that when my friends and I had this do-to-do, I created the story around the do-to-do. I created the story around the do-to-do. And the story I created was that they were emotionally attacking me, and not being kind to me, right? And that was the story I created, and I got upset based on that story.
They struggle got purpose and we grow, so whatever road we have to take next, all I need to know is that we'll roll with the punches.
Alright, y'all, it's another great MWA day, Yes, I got the happy hat on again, y'all. I got the happy hat on again. I got the swimsuit on. We got the self-care shirt on. We got the self-care shirt. Shout out to Mac Miller, R.I.P. Mac Miller, R.I.P. Mac Miller. Self-care, great song. And self-care, great thing to do for yourself. But yeah, we've got some water sports. We got some unnamed water sports we're doing with the client today again. And so I've got a swimsuit on, and we're just in the relax mode. No collared shirt today, so what, Parisi, great. I love Parisi. It's in the top 5. It's a beautiful place, y'all. It's a beautiful place in downtown OP. Just enjoyed hanging out there, drinking some coffee, doing the MWA stuff.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
Just getting my mind and my body right today, y'all. My mind and my body right. Went on a run. One step at a time, y'all. One step at a time. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just chip away, day after day. Just chip away.
Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it.
So, I want to chat with you guys about something. So, a couple days ago, do you remember me talking about everything on the outside of you, everything on the outside of us is just signal. It's just noise for something on the inside of us, right? Do you remember me talking about that? And I talked about that I have some friends that I had a little do-to-do with. Them, and that I was going to be getting together with them to talk out that do-to-do. Well, did that last night. All went well, y'all. But it got me thinking about this idea that may be helpful for you. So this has been a month or so ago that when my friends and I had this do-to-do, I created the story around the do-to-do. And the story I created was that they were emotionally attacking me, and not being kind to me, right? And that was the story I created, and I got upset based on that story. All right. So over the last month, it's actually been more than a month, I've taken time to really reflect on that and think about it. And you know, over the time, the story has changed for me. The story has changed. Now the story is that I have is that they weren't being mean to me, and they weren't emotionally attacking me. They were actually caring for me. They were actually trying to help me. Same situation, but as I thought about it, I changed the story. I changed my thoughts. I changed my feelings about it. And so last night when I went to talk with my friends, we talked about that, and they agreed with me that it wasn't their intent. It wasn't their intent to emotionally attack me or to be mean. They were actually trying to help me. And so where I'm going with this is that we create stories. We create stories throughout our life. We create stories for everything. It gives us meaning, right? We've got a story for all kinds of different things in our life. And based on that story is how we live out those situations. I think it's important that we all take time to think about the stories that we're creating. To think about the stories that we're creating in our life, and to, just as a way to maybe work through things, just come up with other stories, other possible scenarios, right? Other possible stories, and allow yourself just to go with those stories about the situations. Just allow yourself to go with those stories, and see kind of if it changes over time for you. Because here's my thought. You can think any thought at any time. You can think any thought at any time. It's just a matter of which thought. It's just a matter of which story you choose. And based on the story that you choose is going to create feelings and emotions around that story. That's going to create behaviors around that story. It's going to create actions on that story, all right? So if you don't like the story that you've created, you can create a different story around it. You can create a different thought around it. You could create different feelings around it, okay? So, the cool thing is a month or so ago, my friends and I had that do, and we weren't talking. We were not talking. We were on the outs. We were on the fritz, all right? We were on the fritz. And now, hey, we're back at it. We're back at it just being bros. Bros being bros, okay? And it was based on that I mean, my friends were just there and available and receptive to talking it through, but I was the one that was kind of holding everything up. And it was based on me just working through the story, y'all. It was based on me working through the story and allowing space for a different story, allowing space for a different story. So, here we are. What stories you got going on right now? What stories are in your mind? What stories do you got going on in your life? Do you like those stories? Do you like those stories? Do you not like those stories? If you don't like those stories, can you create a different story? Can you create a different story? All right? Maybe there are other things going on that you just don't realize, that there's a blind spot. At the time with my friends, when we had the do, yeah, there was definitely a blind spot. I totally thought they were being mean. And it took me reflecting on it for me to say, oh, Randy, like, they're being nice to you. They're being nice. Because here's the thing, y'all. I have a life history of people being mean to me. I have a life history of people being mean to me. So it's natural for me, and this is what I told them last night, it's natural for me just to think people are being mean. It's not natural for me for people to be nice to me in my life. That's not natural. I don't have a significant history of that. So I just go back to the fallback of, oh, this is just someone else being mean to me. And maybe I need to be more open, and maybe I need to be more receptive, and maybe I need to allow a space to receive people being nice to me. I think that's what it was, is that I blocked them being nice. I created a story of them being mean because I wasn't able to receive. I had created some blockage, some energy around me being able to receive people being nice to me. And because I created that block, because I am not used to that and created that block, then I wasn't able to receive them being nice, and I just pushed that energy out. That energy stayed out. All right. So the story I'm creating for the future is, hey, Randy, don't always think that don't always think that your story is the only story. Don't always think that your story that you think in your head is the only story. All right. And B, think about sometimes people are trying to actually be nice instead of mean. People aren't always being mean, okay? There's nice people out in this world, and just let people love on you a little bit. Let people love on you and receive that love. Let people receive that love, okay? That story, y'all. I'm going to keep working on my stories. I'm doing the work right along with you. Don't think I got life figured out. Don't think I got life perfect. No. None of us have life perfect. We all struggle, y'all. We all struggle. Everyone struggles. Okay? All right? I'm going to keep working on these stories. I got several stories. I got several books out there right now. They're still being written. These stories are still being written. I got several stories I'm working on right now. Got several stories. Trying to change those stories, y'all. Trying to change those stories. What stories you got? What stories do you got? What's something that's giving you anxiety? What's making you sad? What's making you frustrated? Can you change that story around just a little bit? Can you change that story? Can you change that story to maybe allow a different story to come in? Is there a possibility that there's a different story?
On track, now we on way up. Don't be used as easy as a layup.